this week on Carolina All Out.
Do a little bit of mobile hunting today with the muzzle-loader here in North Carolina. Couldn't be a finer time. It's too thick. Buck right here. That is a good buck.
Smoke poles and hometown bucks. This is Carolina All Out.
It's deer season in North Carolina, and the All Out crew has been scouting by both water and land. Using small boats like the Creek Boat offers a unique opportunity to get into areas that might otherwise be difficult to access without walking through bedding habitat and alerting deer to your presence.
Well, we have finally gotten to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that's take the Creek boats up a river and do some scouting for some deer. Super excited about this. Muzzleloader season is just around the corner. Finally getting to do what we wanted to do. This is a beautiful fall morning. I love it. Oh yeah, check this out right here. Scrape right under a tree, classic for the fall time. We are getting really close to the rut. We're hearing down east that they're already chasing down there, actually breeding down there. But there's your scrape, there's another one right there. This is what you want to see coming into the year. They will probably, as the breeding gets closer to, they probably abandon this right here, but for right now, their bucks are coming in checking. I'm sure does are coming in. Might have to put a camera up here on this thing and keep an eye on it. We're just right around the corner from the muzzleloader season coming in, and that's going to be exciting. Muzzleloader, the rut, this whitetail hunting in North Carolina is great. Part of the thing that's going on here too is we've got it looks pretty open in there, but this grass is really tall in there. Deer can get in there and hide. And I think they're pretty much in there coming this way to this sort of thing right there. So we're just going to skirt around the edges, see what else we can see down here, and then go back down and get on the boats and check another area out. We're seeing a transition right here. You can see out in front of me there, big open area right there. Like maybe a slough that comes back in here, and we're going to kind of get on the edge of that and check to see what kind of sign the deer are making. But relatively untouched. That's part of the homework. That's part of the fun, the preparation, starting with satellite images, working your way right down to putting boots on the ground. And that's where we are right now, putting boots on the ground, and we got a little ways to get back to the boat, so I'm just going to make my loop back down, see what we can find. This could be an option for us to hunt on muzzleloader.
There's more deer hunting coming up after these messages. Carolina All Out is brought to you by Agri-Supply. It's what's inside. Carolina Cooker, Tools, Cooks, Legends. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, celebrating 75 years of wildlife conservation. Chatley Boat and Marine, the South's premier boating superstore, and by D&H RV and Marine, your truck camper destination in the Southeast. We'll be back with more Carolina All Out. It's opening day of muzzleloader season in North Carolina, and Chris returns to the river using his trusty M12 creek boat to get back to the area he scouted the day before to set up his climber downwind of a bedding area.
We are about 25 foot up a tree right now. It's getting close to the rut. It's the opening day of muzzleloader, and I've got my CVA with me. And we are waiting for hopefully potentially a buck to come out of this bedding area that's right here in front of us. We're right on the edge. We got a southwest wind blowing from the bedding area to us, so we're good on our wind. And it's actually a pretty good wind. It's not swirling too much right now, so we're real happy about that. Scrape line not too far from us that we scouted a few days before. We're going to sit tight for the next 3-4 hours. Let that sun get up and see what kind of activity gets going on. So I'm going to tuck in and hope for the best.
No mature deer showed this morning, but Chris was encouraged to see the young buck come into the rattling. There's another spot that Josh and Chris had found on their scouting trip about a half a mile away, and the boys pack up and reset up quickly for the afternoon hunt.
Well, we are here in another spot. It's a place that we scouted a couple of days ago, and actually put out a trail camera and saw a nice buck chasing a doe on the trail camera. So with the wind blowing out of the southwest, we're cheating just a little bit. It is catching the edge of this bedding area right here, possibly. But we felt like it was worth it because there's a large majority of bedding area out here that's untouched. And we're just kind of tucked up in here, kind of tight. I actually like to hunt this way because this is where you can see a deer fairly early in the afternoon and just stand up out of the bedding out there. So, muzzleloader hunting has always been a successful time for me over the years because that rut is just heating up. You gotta ask yourself sometimes, what made him get up and come down this way? We're just gonna hang in there a little tight. Good to see deer on their feet and moving though.
Both the doe and buck ended up downwind of Chris's position, but he has his mind on another spot on the farm in Lee County that he's been looking to get into for some time. Trail cameras have revealed that the rut has been heating up for the last couple of days, so he decides to head to that area. More deer hunting action when we come back. the Fishbone Facts, brought to you by the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. How many deer were estimated to live in North Carolina at the turn of the 20th century? Was it A, 6,000, B, 10,000, or C, 24,000? Find out the answer after the break. Carolina All Out is brought to you by the North Carolina Marine and Estuary Foundation. Think coastal. Bear Creek Arsenal, performance through innovation. Farms and Land Realty, selling land is what we do. Montgomery Community College, blaze your trail. And by Creek Boats, the ultimate in small boating. We'll be back with more Carolina All Out. How many deer were estimated to live in North Carolina at the turn of the 20th century? The answer is B, 10,000. Learn more about our state's deer hunting opportunities and where to go at ncwildlife.org. Back on the farm in Lee County, Chris is making his way into an area that trail cameras are showing to have a lot of rut activity.
He let us get close, didn't he?
Was it a buck?
I think it was a buck. It wasn't a big buck, if it was anything. Just had a deer blow. I mean, just within 40 yards of us right there. Just coming across this creek. It's a big bedding area right up above us, so this is kind of like a travel corridor, so we kind of got caught flat-footed, but that's all right. It's not as clear as it was yesterday. These got up in there pretty good and broke some stuff up. Track there. Well, that was a little button buck. It's about a little bit after 4 o'clock. Cooling down, sun's kind of going down in the sky. And the deer seem to be moving a little bit. Now, that's a good sign to see. Thinking that that little buck is by himself. Possibly his mom has pushed him off and she's working with a buck right now, breeding, I don't know. But good to see him moving that early. This is virtually untouched down here. We haven't been down here hunting deer in 2 years, maybe even 3. So, you know, this has been left alone for a long time. So these deer have not pressured at all here. And we're going to try to keep it that way. We're only going to shoot a good deer if we can. And we're going to slip in. We're not far off the corner of the property. We can slip in and slip out. So hopefully a good one will come from this way. The wind is right for us, so maybe it'll work out for us.
Behind us, Chris. Behind us.
Yeah, I see it. put that muzzleloader to use, I'm telling you that.
Chris has a pretty good idea where this buck is headed for the next day's hunt. Hang in there, more deer hunting action after these messages.
Can I shoot him?
Carolina All Out is brought to you by the Dixie Deer Classic, Buckshot Tree Stands, High and Dry Waders, Ugly Buck Wildlife Products, and by these fine sponsors. We'll be back with more Carolina All Out.
Welcome to Appetite for the Outdoors. I'm Chef Paul Rhodes with Carolina Cooker. Today we're doing venison stroganoff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our onions first. We're gonna throw these right here in the skillet. All right, onions are looking like they're just about ready. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna add our garlic. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cream of mushroom. We're gonna throw that right in there so we don't burn. We're gonna add our soy sauce now. We're gonna go ahead and add our canned venison, juice and everything. I'm gonna take a little salt, a little pepper. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our sour cream. So we've got everything incorporated. Now we're gonna add a little bit of parsley just for some color. We've got our egg noodles here and just go ahead and dump that right in there. What you're gonna wanna do is when you add the noodles, make sure you get them coated nice and evenly. That way you are not getting any raw noodles as you're eating it. You wanna have all those flavors incorporated together. I think we are just about ready. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and plate this sucker up. There we go. Canned venison stroganoff, great way to enjoy a nice hearty meal, something very simple the whole family is going to enjoy. I'm Chef Paul with Carolina Cooker. Now remember, wild game doesn't need to be intimidating, it just needs to be prepared properly to make delicious meals at home.
Chris had an idea that the buck he encountered the evening before was headed to a familiar place called the Orchard. So the crew slipped in during midday to hang their climbers. Now they're headed back for an afternoon hunt.
We're back up on a ridge that you guys might be familiar with. We took a buck not too far right over there. This is a little open area. You might be able to see a little bit of it behind me. We've got some longleaf pines in here. We call it the Orchard. I love muzzleloader hunting. It's that time of the pre-rut right before the rut really gets into swing. And we could find a cruising buck from anywhere coming at any time of the day, just like happened last year. But anyway, I want to tuck in and hopefully we'll see you guys shortly. Hey, buck right here. He's right behind that big old clump of pines over there. Get up against this tree and get braced up. Can I shoot him?
Yep.
He's down. I couldn't tell if he went down or not, but that is a good buck. Right here with the muzzleloader. The old CVA put him down. We were back within mere yards of where we took one last year. The Orchard is a hot spot for us. It's worked out great this year. I didn't have time to really get excited. So when we shot this buck, I'm like losing it now. I'm like getting really shaky right now. Another good buck here in Lee County on the farm. It's just great, man. That is so awesome to have an opportunity like this to take a deer like that. He's a good one. I'm really excited about this buck right here. This is gonna be awesome. Look at that buck right there. Oh, I see the scrape. He was standing in the scrape. That's what was going on. I didn't give him a whole lot of time though once he got still. Look at here. Oh, the old CVA did it for us. Oh yeah. A nice North Carolina buck here in Lee County on the farm. We love hunting these guys. They're cruising right now. The rut's coming into swing, and these guys are on their feet. And we caught him just before he ducked into the woods, possibly gonna freshen up this scrape right here, but he was getting ready to go down into a bedding area to check out some does, and we stopped him right here. I am so excited to be a part of the hunting scene in North Carolina. What a great time it is, and we're gonna skin a buck out tonight. All right, well, we got stands loaded up, we've got the buck loaded up, and now we can head back to the house, get him skinned out. He's tagged and bagged and ready to go into the cooler. We're gonna have some good meat later on. So good to be able to do this thing in North Carolina, especially around the house. Love it, absolutely love it. Awesome.
Bad Daisy.